Taurus, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late January 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Taurus collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. And Gods and Spirit Team, talk to me about Taurus. And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you cluing in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Taurus. We've had a couple of intriguing readings the past couple of weeks, so we're going to hope to keep that going. What do we got? We're in the early stages of Aquarius season at the moment. And yeah, this could be someone who is either very creative or has a whole bunch on their mind. Okay, so that is something to watch out for, like overthinking or just a lot of things that you're dealing with. I always find this card very intriguing as well. So it's like we're not stopping with this energy we've been seeing the past few weeks. But before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the January subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about our good friend over here, the lady with the beehive hairdo. And notice that in this hairdo, she has all these creative implements and instruments and all sorts of stuff here. So for a lot of you, this could be very, very good for any creative endeavor. So for Taurus, maybe that's what Spirit's saying. Like, hey, if you got a lot inside you, if you have a lot in your head, you got a lot in your heart, in your emotions, let it out in some sort of creative way, which could be really good for a whole bunch of you. But another thing, I already mentioned it, I was already talking about it a little bit. This lady literally has a lot on her mind. She has a lot on her plate, a lot in her head. So in this time, there might just be a lot of different energies that are affecting you, right? Whether it's work, it's family, it's this, it's that like your energy is being bombarded a little bit. That's a big possibility. So watch out for that in this time. Make sure you're doing proper energy work. Keeping yourself protected and grounded is a very good thing. And it could also be Spirit giving you a remedy as well. If you have been overthinking things or something that's been like making your mind hyperactive, a creative endeavor could really help a lot of you out, could bear a lot of fruit. So we're just going to put our friend down right there. She looks fabulous with that hairdo. Let's get you tarot now. I'll get you 3 cards in the upright. Then we'll get into the intuitive, juicy stuff. And yeah, I always say the first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's see what we have for you this week, my friends. And while we shuffle this deck up and get it ready, let's talk about last week's reading. It was titled Exciting News Incoming. So for a lot of you, there could be wins coming in, victories of different kinds, whether it's monetary, whether it's relationships. I saw a lot of really good possibilities. So I'm hoping something nice happened for a lot of you, and that energy could still bleed over for the coming weeks. So I hope you do get some good news, my friends. But yeah, as you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe. We could be seeing someone that you're linked to as well. So let's get you 3 cards. Let's see what's happening in late January for my Taurus friends. Please and thank you. What do we got here, please? Thank you. Oh, okay. That's a vibe switch. Okay. Watch out for anyone trying to mess with your vibes here. We have the 5 of Cups, position number 1, River of Tears. Okay. Yeah, we're going to have to talk about this a little bit. Let's get 2 more, and we'll really start to build this out. Total vibe switch. Okay. 8 of Cups. I mean, unless you're walking away from those types of feelings, like, I don't want to feel this way anymore. Bye. Let's get 1 more. Okay. What do we got for Taurus this week? I mean, the deck is being very specific now as well. Totally different vibe switch. Okay, we have the Emperor himself. Saw him in Virgo reading as well. Interesting, intriguing. Some people do also link that with you, Taurus. I tend to give that one to Aries, but there are people that also link that with you. So we have an intriguing mixture of stuff happening here. Let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, and we'll get into the juicy, intuitive stuff. So at first look, first glance, I'm seeing a lot of water here. I'm seeing a lot of emotion. Two cards that could be generally seen as possible challenges. So maybe we do have some warnings that we'll need to take a look at. We also have fire here with the Emperor that's trying to keep things under control. Watch out for issues with power structures and power figures in this time. But we're really going to have to break this down piece by piece, whether this is how two different people are feeling or how one person's feeling. And then we have the control aspect of the Emperor on the back end. So let's really get into the nitty gritty of this. Position number one, and we'll really build this story out. We have the Five of Cups. Now, I do always say every single card has positives and challenges, but a lot of them do skew one way or another naturally. This card is the River of Tears, and it does skew towards the challenge. So when we see this person, it looks like they're weeping. There's 3 cups that are spilled. There's 2 cups that are standing up. So this isn't like a total loss or all is lost. I always say these tough energies could be on a spectrum, right? It could be someone who's hurting, depressed, sad, upset, in a little slump. It could be something very minor to full-on heartbreak. So in this time, yeah, there might be some warnings, especially with what we have coming up next to it. But as I said, that's the challenge of this card, this hurt or this challenge. The positive of it is, once again, this isn't a final destination. This is temporary type of energy. So that's good. That's something we could hang our hats on, right? It's a silver lining. So the Five of Cups is an energy that could be resolved, okay? It's not like Ten of Swords, deal with it type of energy. Now, moving to the center, we have the Eight of Cups. This is more neutral to me. A lot of readers will see this card and just say, yeah, you're walking away from something, or someone's walking away from you. And that could be valid, right? That could be seen that way. To me, I see it as just neutral. I see this as an action card. So you see this person, they're literally walking away from those 8 cups, searching for 9. So, I mean, there could be something, a behavior, a situation, a work thing. There could just be something that's rubbing you the wrong way that you might want to throw your hands up in regards to. But if I were to look at my neutral meaning, this is just someone making a move, taking an action, and we'll need to clarify it to really tell us if this is a positive or this is a challenge. But when I see the Five of Cups and all this other stuff, I am getting that we might possibly have a couple of warnings here this week, and that's okay, right? Energy does go that way. So hopefully you're not dealing with like tough situations or problems, okay? I'm going to put that Eight of Cups here. We'll get into that further. Now, getting to the back end, we have a card that is very powerful. We have the Emperor. So as I said, I link this to Aries. There's some readers that also link it to Taurus. So we could possibly give it a little flex room and say that, yeah, whatever it clarifies, it could be something that's coming towards you or a way you might be feeling sure, especially if you're born on the cusp of Aries. Now, to me, this is the divine masculine counterpart to the Empress, which is another card that could represent you. So when I see this in a Taurus reading, somebody might be bringing out a different side of you in this time. Somebody might be bringing out the aggression. Everyone knows Taurus is ruled by Venus. That's why you guys get the Empress card. The Emperor is more of that Mars, Martian type of energy. And it's not often that Tauruses get upset or angry, right? It takes a lot to push a Taurus to that point. So when I see this card in the main part of the spread, just watch it in this time, especially if you're getting frustrated, problem situations. Now, the Emperor could also represent older divine masculine counterparts. Okay, it could represent authority figures like bosses and principals and you name it, supervisors, anyone that holds some sort of position or authority. But this could also be a very good card for you because it could be you taking control of a certain situation, whether it's within yourself or otherwise. The dark side of the Emperor could be someone that's a tyrant, though, okay? So there might be an individual, or there might be something for us to really take a look at, especially if you deal with someone that is a micromanager or a tyrant in some way. So I want to dive deeper on all of it, Taurus. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here for you, my friends. See what's happening, please, my guides. Talk to me. Yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Five of Cups. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Taurus, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, Five of Cups time. Who's in the feelers? Who is in the feels? Thank you. Yeah, not a fan here. We have the Five of Wands in reverse. To me, this is someone that's given up on something, especially with the Eight of Cups that's right next to it. Now we have the repeating fives showing up. And in numerology, fives represent rapid change or fast change linked to the Tower. Okay, I see repeating fives as similar to Tower energy, like brace yourself, here it comes type of energy. So this could be something to watch out for. But generally, the Five of Wands represents conflict. And when we see it in reverse, it's like somebody's like, yeah, no, either they don't have the determination to keep fighting, or it's like, yeah, I don't want any problems here. Like, it's someone who is more upset and hurting than they are angry. That's a vibe that we could be picking up as well. But I really want to see how the rest of this reading plays out, especially since we're getting repeating fives. Now we're getting the Eight of Cups. There is like this possible temptation to either give up or abandon something. So there is warnings here, especially of the emotional variety, right? Where someone's emotions could be very erratic and they might be tempted to just like throw their hands up and say, yeah, no, I give up type of energy. But when I see repeating fives and Tower-like energy, the shock is underlying as well. Okay, so these are just things to watch out for. I think we're going to get a clearer picture as we move throughout the reading, because this is just the front. Okay, whereas like I was getting more of an aggression back here, this one is more like not aggressive, like yeah, more sad than angry. Okay, so if you're wondering how someone you're connected to is feeling, they could be really going through a tough one. Okay, like especially with this little warning. Let's keep moving. And yeah, there could be serious situations or problems going on. Okay, when I see the repeating fives and then the Five of Cups with the Five of Wands in reverse, like this isn't a type of energy that pops up unless there's a serious problem or a situation. So let's move over to the Eight of Cups. Maybe we'll get more detail. Maybe we'll get a turnaround in the energy as well. So let's see why that 8 is here. Remember, this could be action. Okay. Queen of Pentacles. Someone that is just searching for stability in one way or another. This could be someone that feels like, whether it's a spiritual search, whether it's a physical search, this is another card that could represent you. Like for a very, very small portion of you, yeah, there may be somebody that there's a separation between you and them. So watch out for that in this time. There could be certain individuals, because the Queen of Pentacles is one of your cards, specifically if you're connected to another earth sign. But the main thing I think of with her is that blessings type of energy, the stability. So when I see the Eight of Cups here, it's like, all right, this is too hectic, this is too chaotic, this is too unpredictable right here in the front end. This is what I need. Okay, this is what I need. So whether it's a work thing for some of you, this could represent a job search right here in the center, or it could just be looking for someone that's trying to catch their bearings. Okay, this is too much. Like this Five of Cups, Five of Wands reverse, it's too hectic, it's too chaotic, there's too much going on here. This is what I'm looking for, that stability. So once again, I am seeing this warning within the spread itself, whether it is emotional or it's about this serious problem or situation we're really going to want to take a look at. I did say for a very small portion of you though, yeah, there could be some sort of separation between you and a person. I know not everyone watches this for romance, so I'm not going to pigeonhole this into romance alone, but that could be read that way. So we're going to move in on the Emperor and see what's up. For some of you, it could just be a search for finding your bearings, getting your footing, some stability, right? Not liking any unpredictability or mayhem, which I totally get. So let's see why the Emperor is here. And we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow card. Why is the Emperor in the mix for Taurus? Okay. Magician. Okay. And you might just get into that point. This is another card that represents control, Taurus. So you might just get to a point, if you are dealing with things I've been describing, or even if you're not, this could be very, very good for you. We have the Magician in the upright underneath the Emperor. Out of all the tarot deck, every single card within them, both of these cards deal with control at their core. Okay, the Emperor, that shock collar type of energy. The Magician, the master of all elements, the manifesting, sure, but this is someone trying to control their fate. So for a lot of you, I do feel like you could find resolutions to problems and situations and whatever stuff you're dealing with, even if it wasn't mentioned here. If you grab the bull by the horns, if you take control of it, that's what Spirit's saying right here in the end. So whether all this hit or not, Spirit is saying, like, whether it comes up this week or never does, Spirit is asking you to exert yourself, to stand on business type of energy. Like, you take control of this, you manifest your life. Okay, And it doesn't matter what station you're in, whether there is someone in power over you, doesn't matter. Like, you enforcing your control will bring the best results. Okay, that's just what I'm picking up here. Big boss energy right here on the back end. So yeah, we do have some dicey stuff this week, but on the back end, it's super, super positive. Also, know that your powers of creation and manifestation could be extra heightened in this time with the Emperor and the Magician. Just know that you could lock in and you could bring things forth very, very quickly. This back end here is very, very claimable for all of you, regardless of what you're going through. But let's go through and do a quick recap here, Taurus. Mixed bag reading, it's all good. Not everyone is going to be all rainbows and butterflies, right? But let's go through piece by piece before the shadow card. Position number 1, we have the repeating 5s. We have the 5 of Cups with the 5 of Wands in reverse, and I was getting that vibe of someone possibly feeling like giving up on something, like this is too hectic, this is too crazy, it's too unpredictable type of energy. Like, ground is very shaky. So I did say watch out for serious issues and problems and situations in this time, for sure, with this in the front, because it's kind of like tower type of energy. Not wanting to fight, though. Not wanting to fight. Moving to the center, we have the 8 of Pentacles with the 8 of Cups, pardon me, with the Queen of Pentacles in the upright. So for a portion of you, yeah, there might be some sort of split or separation with someone close to you. But for another portion of you, to me, it's looking like someone that's just trying to get their self on stable ground, right? Like, I just want to feel stable. I don't want all this craziness. I want to be on stable ground, stable footing, looking for stability and blessings. Sure. Moving to the back end, this is where Spirit says, like, okay, well, that's what you want. You need to really enforce your will and grab the bull by the horns with the Emperor and the Magician in the upright. Know that your powers of creation, know that your powers of manifesting are extremely heightened in this time. And you can really bring a lot of things forth. But whatever it is you're dealing with, it's Spirit telling you to be the boss of it, or you to step up your efforts. That's a big thing back there. So please take a screenshot of that, Taurus. Let's get you a shadow card here. That was different. Okay, totally different. So let's see what's happening in the shadows for my Taurus friends here, please, my guides. Yes, my friends, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end. I feel like it's a nice thing to do, whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow card does not always have to be a challenge. Okay, sometimes it's a good thing. So let's get you one. Oh, and yes, if you've made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll leave a link for it in the comments down below. It is a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love and gratitude to all my beautiful channel members. Obviously, no pressure, my friends. Just got to mention it. So let's get you one shadow card. What's in the shadows for Taurus? All right, that came tumbling out nice and quick. Okay, we do have the Queen of Cups, so a little more of this water showing up in the undercurrent. So notice we have double queens, like we have the Queen of Pentacles, now we have the Queen of Cups, now we have the double cups here. Queens represent the internal world, specifically this Queen of Cups. Now she also links to mother figures. There's a lot of fertility with this card, a lot of possibilities, but it's the strongest feeler out of all the queens. There's a lot of emotional depth within the Queen of Cups. So for a portion of you, maybe you're just connected to a water sign. It doesn't have to be gender specific, but for her to show up in the shadows is somebody going through a lot of extremely deep emotion. And the thing with her, yeah, her darker side does kind of belong in the shadows, because the Queen of Cups is the queen of suppressing things. So this could be Spirit really telling a lot of the Tauruses in this time, any sort of emotional suppression, no good. Now, another thing we could see with her, when she shows up, it represents deep, intense love and emotion. So if you're wondering, like, yeah, well, how does this person feel, or how do I feel, or whatever the case, there is a deep emotional loving connection here with this card. Okay, and I really like the Queen of Cups generally. Just don't suppress in this time. But yes, Taurus, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details. The January subscriber surprise. For the January subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of the beautiful Tarot of the Owls tarot deck. It's one of my favorite new decks out there. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, what are one of your biggest goals for this year that we just entered into? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, I'll announce the winners in my community tab at random. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you again soon.